This is a video tutorial for the Week 2, Assignment 2, Add, Edit, View, and Delete Table Fields. In this assignment, you will be changing the size of columns and rows in tables, and you will also add and edit fields in a table. Step 1 asks you to download and open My Tables Assigned To. This file is distinctly different from what you used in Assignment 1. Be sure you use this file, not a file used earlier when completing the assignment. Step 2 asks you to click Enable Content. You can see that I have My Tables Assigned To open. Step 3 asks you to click the File tab and save the database as the file name with your name at the end. And I'm going to add my name here. First and last name, so it'll be My Tables Assigned To Mary Smith. You'll put your own name. If you get the security warning again, you click Enable Content whenever you see it. Step 4 asks you to complete steps 1 through 14 on pages 61 to 64 in the textbook. Step 1 on page 61 asks you to double-click the Customers table to open it. Step 2 asks you to point to the right border of the street field name and drag it until you can see all of the street address. So we'll put your pointer there. It'll become a double-headed arrow, and you'll click and drag until you can see all of the street name. Step 3 asks you to double-click the right border of any column that seems too wide or too narrow to adjust the column to fit its contents. So you can start with customer ID, first name, last name. Remember, you're going to the right side of the field and double-clicking. The city, the state, the zip, country, and phone. Step 4 asks you to point to the border between any two record selectors and drag down. So I'm going to point to the border between over here on the left between the records 1 and 2 and drag it down. When I do that, all the rows in the table change to that size, the height of the row. Step 5 asks you to click in the Home tab, to click in the Records group, and to click the More button, and then to click Row Height. This is where you can set the rows to a precise height that you want. Step 6 asks you to click in the Standard Height box and click OK. That'll change all your rows back to the default standard height. Step 7 asks you to click anywhere in the first name field, and then in the Records group at the top, click More and click Hide Fields. You'll notice the first name field has disappeared. To restore the hidden field in Step 8, you'll click in the Records group, you'll click More, and you'll click Unhide Fields. And it'll be the first name. You'll click and click Close. Step 10 asks you to check to see if you can see all the fields in your table. If you can see them all, for the purpose of the exercise, they would like you to adjust your screen so that some of the fields are not visible. So we'll click in the bottom right corner when we have a double-headed arrow and drag the window in so we no longer see the phone or all of the country. Step 11 asks you to point to the Customer ID field, and you click and hold down your mouse. Notice I have an arrow pointing down, and drag across till the ID, first name, and last name are selected. And then in the More button on the Records group, I'm going to select Freeze Fields. Step 12 asks you to scroll the page to the right until the phone number is displayed. So if you go on the bottom and scroll with your mouse, you notice that the fields change, but the first names and the customer ID stay the same because we have them frozen. All right, in step 13, it says in the records group to click More and to click Unfreeze All Fields. Step 14 asks you to click the phone field to select that field. So let's bring our window out so we can see the phone field again. And then drag the field to the left and release it when it's just to the right of the last name. So you're going to click, hold, and drag and let go of your mouse. So now you've moved the phone field. Step 15 asks you to close the customer's table by clicking on this X. And when it asks if you want to save the layout of the table, to click Yes. Going back to the instructions in the text in the classroom, we're on step 5, which said to save the table but do not close the database, and to turn to pages 66 through 69 and complete steps 1 through 17. So we want to have our same database open, and we're going to be on page 66 in step 1. It asks you to right-click on the Employees table and select Design View. And with the customer ID highlighted in the field name, to type in Employee ID. Notice there's no space there. And press the Tab key twice. In the description, they ask you to type in Unique Identifying Number. So this is saying that the employee ID is going to be unique and it identifies the employee. The next option is step 4, and it asks you to click the Country Field Selector. And on the Design Contextual tab in the group, click the Delete Rows button. So the country here, and you're going to click up here in the Design and then Delete Rows. So we've deleted the country. Step 5 asks you in the empty row below the phone field to click in the field name box and type in birth date. And for the data type, select date and time. That's step 6. In step 7, it asks you to repeat steps 5 and 6 to add another date time field that is named Date Hired. So under birth date, we're going to type in Date Hired and tab, and the data type is Date and Time. Step 8 on page 67 asks you to select the zip field name and change it to postal code. So you're going to erase that and type postal code. It's all one word. And the type should be text. Step 9 asks you in the box to the right of the field size to double-click 255 and type 10. So you see down here where it says field size, you double-click and type 10. This way you're specifying that this field can't have more than 10 characters. Step 10 asks you to change the field size for the different properties below. So for first name, So we want to scroll up here to first name, and the field size for first name is 50. And the field size for last name is 50. Double click on that 255 to type in 50. The field size for city is also changed to 50. And the field size for state, again double clicking on the size, is changed to 20. And then on the phone field, we'll double click on 255 and change it to 30. Step 11 asks you to click the state field, and then in the properties, click the caption box and type state or region. So you see down here where it says caption, you'll type in state or region. Now you'll notice that the field name remains the same, state, but it has a caption now that says state or region. Step 12, on the Design tab in the Views group, click the View button on the Design tab and we'll switch to Data Sheet View. Step 13, in the message box, it says to click Yes if you want to save the table. Step 14 asks you to click the last field name, and then on the Fields tab, at the Add and Delete, click the Text button. So in the fields, on the Add and Delete, you want to click the Text button. A new field called Field 1 is inserted. With Field 1 selected, you're going to type the word title. So we've added a field. So you'll click the field name, and you'll click Properties, and for the field size up here, you're going to click 255 to select it and type in 50. So you can see we can change the size of the text fields in this view also, and press Enter. Step 17 asks you to enter the information in the record. So the first name is Karen, tab, and the last name is Berg, and her title is owner. In the classroom, step 7 asks you to close and save and close the employees table. And close the database and submit your copy of the database file to the Week 2 Assignment 2 Dropbox.